Hey guys, welcome back to Mommy Reboot TV. I am your host, Jody Agard, and we are talking today about how these 5 simple daily habits have absolutely changed my busy mom life. So there was a time where I was pretty good as a young adult, doing, eating good and exercising and moving my body and doing all these different things. And then once I had kids, all of that went out the window. Like completely just out the window, along with my identity and so many other things, and being able to pee by myself and all of the stuff that tends to happen when we have kids, right? All of it just goes flying out the window. So I got to a point where that was not working anymore. My kids were 5 and 12 years old, and I was so tired of just putting myself aside. And I knew that I had to have some change. I knew that I had to start implementing some new habits and maybe start incorporating some old habits that were working for me back in the day before I had kids. And so I had to go through this rapid transformation of, okay, my life has to change because what I'm doing is not working and I'm burnt out and I'm fried. And I don't want to be that burnt out mommy. So 9 years ago, I started just playing around with some of these habits, and I've adopted different, tons of them. But at the same time, these 5 that I'm going to go over have most certainly been the most pivotal and the most important in my life to change and just improve. I just have felt just so many different facets of joy and happiness, and after I do these 5 habits. So, number 1, I started putting myself on my to-do list, literally. I literally put myself at the top before my family, before my husband, before my kids, before my clients, before my dogs. And how I do that is basically just wake up really early. I wake up usually before everybody else, so I have a little bit of that me time. First thing in the daytime, I just have my own time. That has been huge. And I also schedule me time appointments. So I will literally put into my calendar from 12 to 1 o'clock, Jody time, or from, Friday from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, Jody time. Saturday morning, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Jody time. And those things have been huge with just making me feel so much better and making me be able to deal with all the craziness that a busy mom life is, right? So, number 2. Uncomplicated meditation. That has been a really awesome habit. And I say uncomplicated because boy, does that word have so much, it just feels intimidating, doesn't it? And when I started 9 years ago of actively really meditating every day, I knew that I had to make my own rules. I knew that it had to be uncomplicated. And I knew I had to just create my own rule book, because this whole sitting this position, don't lie down and cross your fingers and don't cross your legs and all that stuff, that would just totally just get in my way. And I didn't want to shoot myself in the foot. I really wanted to commit to this meditating journey. And I knew it had to be simple. I knew it had to be easy and most certainly uncomplicated. So I made my own rules. And sometimes I cross my legs, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do my little finger thing, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I meditate for 2 minutes, sometimes I meditate for 35 minutes. I make my own rules, and I keep it really simple and uncomplicated because it works for me. And here I am 9 years later still doing it, so it's working. Number 3, I fuel my mind with self-development. So that's one of the first things I do in the morning time, just to fuel my brain, just like I would fuel my body with good nutritious food. For me, it sets the tone. It starts the day off on the right foot. I either read something spiritual or inspirational or self-helpy or maybe business, something to get my gears going and something to make me feel like, you know what, I've got this. I've totally got this. And this is what I'm going after, and this is why I'm going after this. And this isn't so overwhelming. I've totally got this. And that has been huge. And it allows me to stay in the work that I'm doing, because I have no doubt that if I didn't listen to my audiobooks or if I didn't read my books in the morning, then I'd probably fall off several different wagons, and I don't want to do that. So first thing off, right in the morning, I fuel my mind with really good self-development. Number 4, kind self-talk. This was huge for me. This was a biggie because I didn't even realize how nasty I was to myself until I really started listening to my thoughts. And that was honestly kind of scary. It was not nice. I would not be friends with myself if I started talking out loud to another friend. Like, it was not very kind. But the huge thing about doing that and listening to your thoughts and just being aware of the inner chatter when you're doing those mindless activities. So I caught myself, like, as I'm brushing my teeth and as I'm driving and as I'm taking a shower, basically anything that I'm doing on autopilot, my mind starts to spin and it starts talking a lot, like, oh, did I do this? And oh my God, I can't believe you slapped on that. Once I'm aware of that language, I can pivot it to something much nicer. So the first key is just listening to my thoughts, and then I can talk kindly to myself. It was very enlightening when I really started to truly listen to myself. But it was huge. It's been huge. And now, where in the beginning, it was very efforted. Like, I really had to pay attention to my thoughts and be like, oh yeah, I need to be kinder. I need to change my thought. Now, it's just a knee-jerk reaction, and it comes very natural. And now I'm like hyper aware of my thoughts, which is also kind of annoying. Number 5, I've gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable. So instead of resisting the uncomfortableness of, I don't know if that's a word, but it is now, of playing big and stepping outside of my comfort zone, I've just embraced it. I've just stopped fighting that feeling of like, I'm scared. I don't know if I'm going to do this right. And I've just really learned how to take imperfect action and just to kind of treat this feeling of uncomfortableness of like an old buddy and be like, yeah, come on, let's go on a road trip. Like, you're coming with me, and guess what? You're going to be sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm going to be the one who's driving, because I'm not going to allow the smallness to dictate my life anymore. So I've just really learned how to get comfortable and embrace it, and it's really allowed me to play really big and do some really scary things that I would have never thought I would have done years ago. It's been huge. So that has been absolutely monumental, of just embracing it. So if any of these have inspired you, if any of them are like, if you're kind of like, oh, that rings my bell, like, I like that, I want to try doing that, and maybe I'll start with uncomplicated meditation, or maybe I'll start talking kindly to myself by paying attention to my thoughts, I would say just pick one. Pick one and just start off for 21 days, because that's supposed to be like the key amount of time that it takes to actually reprogram some of those old habits and adopting new ones. So try it for 21 days. Just pick one though, because you can't do all of these at once. It'll be overwhelming, and then you'll definitely fall off the wagon. So pick one, do it for 21 days, and then pick another one after 21 days, and then another one, and you will have so much improvement and rapid change in your busy mommy life. You'll feel better. You'll feel more confident. I have no doubt, because it's all things that I felt, and several other people have also adopted these very same habits. So give it a whirl, go get it, and try it for 21 days. All right, guys, if this video inspired you, if you thought of your friend, feel free to share it with her. I am all about spreading the love. Like, let's just share this, or like it, or put a comment and tell me how you've been inspired. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can have access to these live videos whenever they pop up. And if you're not already a member of my Facebook group, my private Facebook group for busy moms learning about self-care, jump over to Facebook and look for Mommy Reboot. And we are a bunch of compassionate, awesome, non-judgy moms over there, and we would love to have you. All right, have an awesome day.